Hello, my name is Jim Hum from Solver, and today we're going to learn how to use KPIs and to use them to filter within BI360. So when would I use KPI? Example that we're going to give here is that we want to use a variance between actual and budget and be able to filter on that. So let's go ahead and go into KPIs, and we're going to go Manage KPIs. I'm going to click New. I'll call this Variance 2 and put on here Example of Variance. And you can do this in both the Composer and Designer. It doesn't matter, but you can create this and call this Var 2. Okay. And what I'm going to create this on measures. So you can create this on expressions. So if you want to have like a date, say I want to have yesterday, today, a week, so forth, you would use based on expressions, and you create the expressions and the measures. But here I'm just going to do the measures. So I click on the measures and I click into my edit button. And sometimes it takes a little bit to come up, but it comes up with a different menu. And every once in a while you have to click it twice. There it goes. Okay. So now I'm going to go into my finance. I'm going to go into my actual. And I'm going to go here to my period change and drop it into my formula. Okay. And then you can type, or you can click to do your operator. And then you can go here to your budget transactions and go to your budget amount, and it says KPI systematically correct. So you can use these and do other things, like you can use divides and create percentages and so forth, but that's what we're going to do, very simple. So I'm going to click OK, and then OK. So I can go ahead and then test that real quick, and I recommend to test these before you use these in any sort of your reports. I also recommend that you use Report Composer, because it's just basically a pure query, so you don't have any columns and cells and so forth, and test things much more faster and more accurate. Okay, then I'm going to go here and then drop in my budget amount, and then I'm going to create in a posting period. I'm going to test this, and then I'm going to go ahead and run that, and that produces data. And then I'm going to go down here to my KPIs and go to my variance 2, and then drop this into my report, and indeed it does work. Okay, so if you try to do any sort of a filter here within the variance, notice it doesn't work. So it does not work in the Composer, it does not work in Report Designer, but where it does work is in the actual portal. So we're going to do a portal and do a quick dashboard to show how to use it. So we're going to create a new dashboard. Okay, and I'm going to change this to JP2. And I'm going to create a grid, what's called the widgets, and that's how I'm going to display my data. And I drag and drop that into my dashboard. Okay. And then I'm going to go into my modules. And sometimes these have to cache, so they're sort of hard to load. So you can click these a little bit, and sometimes that helps them load a little bit. So we're just going to wait for our metadata to show so that we can drag and drop our data into the system here. Oh, there it goes. So we're going to go here, and the one thing to remember is that there's no sort within the dashboard, so you have to kind of do this in order and think what you're doing, or you got to redo it all the time. So I want to have my account string, and I want to have my account description, Okay. And then I want to have my period change. And then I'm going to go here to my budgets. And I want to do here and do my period amount. And then C, I have a KPI button here. And I can go into my variance 2 and drop my variance into my report. Now, that is the basic of my report, and now I need to know how to filter it. So to filter it, I need to go to my modules, and I can go to my posting period, and then drop that into my filter. Notice I want to use a parameter, so I use that blank. But I also want to use a KPI, and so I'm going to drop my KPI into my filter. I'm going to go here, equals to or better than 5,000. I'm also going to do another filter. I'm going to go to my account string, into my account. I'm going to go, it is beginning or better than, actually I'm going to go to, it is begins with 4. And that's just my revenue accounts. Okay, so that's pretty much done. Get my basic start with. So I'm going to go close this, and then I'm going to grab my parameter, which is the posting periods, and then drag these up here. And you have to make this a little bit bigger so you see it. And I'm going to go here and then move this and then sort this. One thing working with these is that it populates data before you put the parameter in. So sometimes it's best to do a small data set first and then change it and expand it. Okay, so there's my data there. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to choose 2014-01, and I'm going to refresh this. Okay, and there's my answer. So now I have everything above 5,000. So I'm going to go here and lessen that, and then save. And then I'm going to go in and adjust my property just so see if it works correctly, and make this 10,000. And then save. It's going to be dashboard me. I'm going to go here and go budget variance. And then I'm going to go here and save. And then I'm going to refresh. Okay. See if that didn't take. Oh, greater than 10,000. Okay, and then save my dashlet, and then refresh it. Okay, let's try one more time here. And go here. Let's try this. This and then refresh. Oh. So sometimes you have to change your little filters here. So we basically had to put the KPI as the last entry, and that's just because of semantics with it. So it's a numeric and a measure. So that little change I had to make that work. And let's try it again. Make sure that we're doing this correctly. And preview and refresh. Yeah, so now it's working correctly. So we can rename these and then also finish off and do the rest of the formatting, which we can cover in another session. But that is how you use KPIs with the filtering with the dashboard. Thank you very much.